Hello, Governor. Have you ever looked at a map of Europe and have you noticed in the south this small little nation that's in the shape of a V that magically takes up all the Bosnian coast?
That country is Croatia.
But we're not here to answer how did Croatia get its name. We're here to answer how did Croatia get its weird shape. First we must go back to simpler times when the Kingdom of Bosnia was part of the Kingdom of Croatia, when King Krešimir I of Šibenik was on the throne. At this time, Croatia was in its prime with its territorial gains. During the independent state of Croatia it was big, but we don't talk about that. So Croatia was in its prime until the Battle of Gvozd, when Croatia lost its last Croatian king, Petar Svačić. So when Petar Svačić died, his wife didn't have anyone to replace the throne. So she told her Hungarian friend, Koloman, that he could now rule the Croatian throne. So it happened. Croatia and Bosnia were absorbed into the Kingdom of Hungary in 1102. This in turn started the complicated relations between Hungary and Croatia. Well, Bosnia was a part of Hungary until the Ottoman advance into Europe. In 1463, the Ottomans complete all their conquests of Bosnia, executing the last king, Stjepan Tomašević at Jajce, which left Bosnia with its post-modern borders, not including Neum. Also in this time, a small little kingdom in the south of Dalmatia rised up. The name of this kingdom was Ragusa, or in modern times, Dubrovnik. On the same area that the Ragusans were roaming on, there was another nation that was having festive battles with them. That nation was, of course, Venice. Their Venetian territory spanned from modern-day Italy all to Istria and Dalmatia, where the Ragusans were. These two sides believed that they controlled the entire Adriatic, and they both believed that they were superior. But at this time, the Ottomans were on their doorstep. So both the Venetians and the Ragusans had a deal to give the Ottomans this small little strip of land that had access to the sea, called Neum, which in turn gave Bosnia its tiny little coastline that we know it for. After about maybe a decade, Dalmatia, Istria and Ragusa fell into Napoleon Bonaparte's hands during the Napoleonic Wars. So northern Croatia was divided into two provinces, Banska Hrvatska and Slavonia. But in time, the Hungarians wanted to make their own war province in the area to fend off all those pesky Ottomans. So on the 1st of January 1527, the Croatian parliament signed Cetingradska povelja, which introduced a new war province in the area called Vojna Krajina. The Vojna Krajina was very similar to modern day's demilitarized zone on the border with North and South Korea. This was because it was a demilitarized zone, whose purpose was to have a defensive province for the Hungarians. This province in time became one of the most important Austro-Hungarian war provinces. In my opinion, this was pretty freaking effective. But the problem was, this kept the Slavonians and the Croatians that were living in Banska Hrvatska segregated. But during the Croatian national revival, people were theorizing about a unified Croatia, despite numerous requests from the Croatian parliament. Vojna Krajina was disbanded on the 8th of August 1873, and the decision to reunite with Slavonia and Banska Hrvatska was decided on the 15th of August 1881. So in the end, during the Austro-Hungarian times, this is how Croatia was divided. So Dalmatia went to Austria, also northern Croatia and Kvarner to Hungary. Kako kaže, čiča miča, gotova je priča.